Yeah, but I like that Ithiel Horton's playing. I mean, he was 5 for 5 from three-point range. Now they're a better team with both those guys in there. I don't know how competitive they can be in ACC tournament. They went in there and they shocked North Carolina. It's always hard to play there, though. I mean, that's tough to go into Chapel Hill and win a game. So I'm going to give them a little bit of credit. I don't think they've turned the corner, but at least they're showing glimpses of that there's something there that they can build on. And maybe if you get one or two guys to go with a couple of these core guys, maybe next year they can be a 500 team in the ACC.
But who's in the recruiting class for next year?
I'm saying you got to go out and get someone. Is what I'm saying. You need one guy.
I understand that the transfer. I know that there's like a transfer portal, and you can try to work that if you're Jeff Capel. I guess. Listen, I wanted Jeff Capel to succeed as badly as anybody in town, but I think I can sum up whatever run they're going to make here at the end of the season, if there even is one tangibly, if they're going to rip off a couple more and then make noise in the tournament. 4 words: too little, too late. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. I mean, I'm a guy that only thought they were going to have 1 or 2 wins in the ACC at the beginning of the year. They haven't sold me yet. I mean, you see flashes of it. I mean, they get down by a lot and then try to make a comeback. At least they don't give up. You can't, you know, they're in a tough situation, Chris, and we know this. You can't give up on this coach right now because then you're back to square one. You got to kind of ride it out for 2 more years to see what they can do.
I don't know. I just wonder, what's Jeff Capel building here? What is there to build? What is there to be? You know, they're going to get a guy back, Nike Sabande next year from his knee injury. Okay. I don't see – let me put it this way. If a program that he took over needed to be rebuilt completely, which it did, I don't really see, like, the foundation being built here. When a building goes up, you see the basics, you see the linear steps of progress. Frankly, Richie, I don't see that. And part of that is being a consistent team night in and night out, regardless of whether or not so-and-so has an off night or so-and-so is unavailable to you. He just hasn't had a consistent ball club really at any time in his tenure.
Well, you got the wrong guys to start with, but you needed to win early, and that's what he tried to do. Maybe he should have just, tried to build early. And it's hard to jump in and recruit guys so late in the game when he got the job. But, that being said, you got to give him a little bit of chance, a little bit of time. But what's the time frame?
How much more, though?
That's what I'm saying. What's the time frame? You can't go into 6 years. I mean, because guys turn programs around within 3 years. You get one guy, you can turn things around.
Sooner in hoops. I mean, the big thing for him was Champagny stayed in the NBA draft and went. I think that would have made this year's team obviously look a lot different and solved a lot of their problems. But that's done and in the past now. I just haven't seen Jeff Capel, the big-time recruiter, show up to raise the overall level of guy that's coming to Pitt and playing basketball like I hoped he would. I think Hughley's the obvious example of somebody that's a big-time player and a force on the inside, but that's one. Where else is that guy that's a 4-star guy where Pitt usually only got 3s? Jeff Capel just has not been able to consistently deliver that end of the bargain. When he has brought in some big-time recruits, they've transferred out of the program.
Yeah, you got to get one guy. He has to be able to land a big-time recruit at some point, or it might not ever turn around. So we could talk more about Pitt basketball. It was a pretty good win for the Panthers here tonight. We can continue our conversation about Sidney Crosby and where the Pens are right now. And maybe if you want to talk a little bit about Bucco Fever, I got that too, because today would have been the day that Pirates pitchers and catchers reported. They did last year, Wednesday. This is the Wednesday. I would have been there, Chris, for this, but I'm here right now because there's a lockout that's been going on for over 2 months. So we're going to take a break.
Blame the owners.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not only going to blame the owners.